So now that you want to live here in Loveland, Colorado, let's talk about where in Loveland, Colorado you want to live. So there are 4 distinct quadrants that I want to discuss over the next 3 weeks, and it is separated by Highway 287 and Highway 34. And the first quadrant we're going to talk about is the northwest side. That's the personal favorite of mine. That's where I've lived for the last 6 years, and so I can really give you that big insight into what Northwest Loveland looks like. Come along with me today. This is Loveland Lifestyle. My name is Connor Martin. Please like, share, follow, comment, and can't wait to be able to keep sharing with you guys all what Loveland, Colorado is about. Welcome everybody to Loveland Lifestyle on 2 wheels. This is going to be my new studio for the summertime and springtime, and hopefully what the idea will be is I'm going to share with you guys just different areas of Loveland, Colorado, some of the positives and negatives, and just running through all the different details of Loveland, Colorado, while also getting to show you guys the beauty of Northern Colorado at the same time. And so Loveland is surrounded by so many cool areas. It's so hard for me to explain, you know, how far we are from everywhere and how beautiful and how green this area is during the springtime. And so hopefully with these videos you guys can hopefully get to see some of the great areas that I get to go take you to go explore, and I hope it's something that is a little bit more enjoyable than hopefully watching me just in front of a wall talking to you guys. So from kind of what I was telling you guys before, you know, we're going to talk about the 4 quadrants of Loveland, Colorado, and for me it's going to be split up between Highway 287 and Highway 34, which are 2 big main highways that run through Loveland. And so we have 4 distinct districts or areas. So one is going to be Northwest Loveland, the other one's going to be Northeast Loveland, another one's going to be Southwest Loveland, and the other one's going to be Southeast Loveland. And each one provides a different type of amenities, price range, community, and it has something for everyone, which is the nice part. And so when you're thinking about moving to Loveland, Colorado, it's really good to be able to check out these 4 areas, or at least a neighborhood in these 4 areas, to really see exactly what are you looking for when you move here. And so we'll just run through some of my, I believe, positives of living in Northwest Loveland, because we're going to start off with that one because that's the one I've lived in for 6 years, and I probably have the best knowledge and most knowledge about it. And so we'll kind of jump into that and get started. So one of the big positives of living in Northwest Loveland is going to be the access to the outdoors is going to be way easier than living anywhere else in Loveland. You're going to be so close to Fort Collins and everything it has. You're going to be so close to Estes Park and everything it offers, and you have just so many options around there within 15 to 20 minutes of you. Like, for example, right now I am on the west side of Horsetooth Reservoir in Fort Collins. From my place, it took me about 15 minutes to get here. And what I'm doing is I'm actually heading up a canyon right now to go off to a road called Buckhorn Road, which is a really fun off-road kind of terrain area that takes you up to Colorado State University's extension office up in Pingree Park, which is a fun area to go if you ever get to visit Northern Colorado. And so that's one of the big things that I get, is that I get to be nice and close to all these, you know, fun, you know, trails for mountain biking, hiking. Like some of the best ones that are really close to me within like 5 minutes to 10 minutes of me would be Devil's Backbone, which is a very short hike, really easy to go on. You know, basically anybody who can do it, who has, you know, good knees and good bones, can still be able to do it. It's only like a 1.3 mile hike up to a keyhole that, you know, peaks over to the mountains, and then it's just a one way back. Another good trail that's really close would be Coyote Ridge, and that's the one I typically go to because it's a little bit longer. It's about a 2-mile hike. It's got a little bit more of a vertical incline to it, and it's really fun for a little bit more of a technical mountain bike trail or just hiking trail in general. And then you have places like Rocky Mountain National Park up in Estes, which is from my house about a probably 29 to 30 minute drive up there to get up to Rocky Mountain National Park. It's very, you know, it's a very fun, beautiful canyon road to be able to drive on. So depending on how fast you drive, it could take you a little bit longer to go do that, but it's also another great place that is really close to northwest Loveland. So that is one big thing, is being able to have access to the outdoor amenities. And it's not just that though, just going on hikes and having sweet roads like this where I can go around and take my motorcycle and go do some twisties, but it's also, you know, a great place for community and recreational activity. So one of the coolest places we have in Loveland in terms of like parks would be Mahaffey Park, which is on the northwest side of Loveland. And for me, it is a really fun park because it's got really nice walking trails. If you want to go walk on a dirt trail, it's got a dirt trail. It's got a nice skate park on it. It's got a frisbee disc golf course on it. It is just, it's got almost everything you could possibly think of if you want to do it. It's where I go and play tennis and pickleball during the summertime. And it is just a fun place to be, and it's a fun place to be able to take family if you ever get the opportunity. The only other place I would say that probably even closely competes with it would be Twin Silos in Fort Collins. They probably have just the same kind of competing really nice park area, and so those would be two spots that are easy access to get to in northwest Loveland. So another big thing that I sit there and say that northwest Loveland has is it's a little bit quieter of an area to live. You know, when I first moved here, you know, my house was actually facing agricultural field, and I got some pretty amazing views of, you know, the mountains. And so it was really nice living there because there was less traffic, there was less people. You know, there are a lot of back roads that you can take to get around different areas around Loveland that don't involve you getting on the main congested areas. And so that was always such a benefit to me, because just like probably anybody else, driving in traffic is something that just drives me bonkers. And so for me, having that ability to have multiple different routes that don't involve jumping onto Highway 34 or Highway 287 was really nice. And to be able to have a Walmart within 5 minutes of you, a King Soopers or a Safeway within 5-10 minutes of you is also a really nice benefit also. So another big thing that I would say is a big benefit to northwest Loveland would be that it has a little bit better of a community in terms of age range. So when I first moved to my neighborhood that is off of 50th Street, it was probably a little bit more of an older community. We were probably one of the youngest people to be in there, except for maybe like young kids that had parents. And so for me, living there for a while was like, okay, you know, it's a nice quiet community and it's something that, you know, I kind of enjoyed. But as time has gone on, it has gotten so much better in terms of having younger generations come in, having younger families come in, to where it's just a little bit more diverse in kind of the age range and kind of the population. You know, by my house now we have, I think, 3 or 4 young couples that don't have kids yet and go out and have fun, and, you know, a lot of them actually go out and ride motorcycles just like I do. So it's just something that's fun to be able to go out and do. So those are kind of my top positives of living in northwest Loveland, excuse me. And for me, it's, you know, it's the perfect situation for where I'm at in my life, and it's something that I would say, if you're an outdoorsy person, is well worth going and exploring and checking out. But at the same time, you know, I would definitely say there are some negatives. So for me, one of the huge negatives for me at least, is that the doctors and the doctor's offices, the hospitals, and pretty much anything medical is a lot farther away from me than it would be if I lived on the east side of Loveland. So I got a kidney transplant back in, gosh, what was that? 2/19 of April, I believe. And you know, I had to go down to Denver to get that surgery, but you know, one of the benefits is that they did have the same place called UC Health up here in Loveland that I was able to go to. But to get to there, it was probably about a 25 to 30 minute drive every morning to be able to go commute down there and get my blood drawn, to talk to a doctor. And so if you're thinking of wanting to be close to medical, if 30 minutes isn't too bad of a drive for you, then it's definitely worth going and doing it that way. But if for some reason you need to be closer to it, looking more on that east side of Loveland will give you a better circumference of medical facilities around you.
All right, now I know if for the next time I make a video like that, I'm gonna make sure I bring an extra battery. I do apologize, my camera ran out halfway up the mountain while I was talking to you guys, and so you guys missed a small little chunk that was supposed to be in the leftover of that video. So I'll go through back and reiterate kind of what I was discussing, and then just kind of finish off this video, and hopefully next week on Tuesday this video will be a little bit smoother. So what I was kind of discussing earlier was going to be kind of the negatives of living in Northwest Loveland. So for me, it was going to be medical facilities are a little bit farther away than other places in Loveland. And two is you're going to have a higher population of elderly people here who are going to be out and about, and which can, to a certain degree, cause backups in everyday life. If it goes from traffic to ordering food at McDonald's, to going to the bank, to going really anywhere, this area in Loveland is a little bit slower, a little bit more laid back. Things aren't done in a hurry. And so I just want you guys to be prepared for that things do take a little extra time in Loveland, but it is well worth it, especially living in that northwest section. If you're someone who loves activity, if you're someone who likes family communities, if you're someone that just wants to be a little bit further out from that town, Northwest Loveland is a great place to be, and someplace I definitely think you guys should check out. Thank you guys again so much for watching my videos. Loveland Lifestyle is something I am trying to build up and create so that I can get information out to people outside of Loveland to be able to let them know exactly how cool this place is. Please, thank you guys so much. Please like, comment, share, and can't wait for next Tuesday when we run through the southeast side of Loveland, Colorado. Have a great one, guys.